And I know that the arrogance of today's human civilization and today's human nature is like, me bow to you? No way. Me submit to the light that you portray? No way. I have my own light, thank you very much, my own enlightenment. The fact is that we have drawn so far, so very far from the heart of what God intended through His covenants with Abraham and Isaac and Jacob, through what God intended through the teachings of the Torah, of Moshe, of Moses, and the prophets. We have come 2,000 years at least away from that we have lost the beauty of the mysteries, of the oracles, of the profoundness of what God, the teacher of Israel and the Hebrew people, of the very oracles that God planted there. I want you to know that there are things there that modern day Christian theology doesn't even have an idea of. And we think, many people think, that the Christian church has a corner of the market in miracles, signs, and wonders. Excuse me! What a flagrant foul to think that the church alone monopolizes the supernatural evidences and oracles of the mysteries, of the profoundness of knowledge and of wisdom and of savvy and of the things that are beyond our imagination, that are supernatural. God also uses, even to this date, all right, those that are not Christians, those that are not of the church, but those that are of the house of Jacob, as He is now raising those of the house of Judah. So what are we saying here? What we're saying is the church's role in end times prophecy, specifically dealing with the holy elements of Aliyah. Then you will look and be radiant. Your heart will throb. What heart is he talking about? The Hebrew heart, all right? And swell with joy. The wealth of the seas will be brought to you. The wealth of the seas will be brought to you. Why is God talking this way about Israel and the Jews? I mean, is He being biased? No, He's not being biased. 2,000 years He's blessed, 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 favor, favor, mercy, mercy, mercy. It's almost like the church of today has gotten drunk on the favor syndrome. But God is saying, wait a minute, I've made you, I've elevated you, I've made you pretty wealthy, I've educated you very well, I've taken care of you for you to take care of the apple of my eye, which is what God calls Israel in the prophet Zechariah's document, the apple of God's eye. I've given you everything you need and some. I've given you wealth untold, and if you don't have it, God wants you to have it because He has a purpose. Not for us to line our pockets, all right, and to have an overabundance and just all of this grotesquely spending left and right, but for us to fulfill God's purpose, which is what? The honor of the Christian church, of being God's agency on earth to bless Israel. Yeah. So why the wealth? Why the wealth? Because you're going to need a lot, as somebody said, bukus of bucks. You're going to need a whole lot of money to finance God's purposes, which He already preordained for you. You understand? So He didn't give wealth for, and now I want to really meddle a little bit, okay? He didn't give all the super wealth to many of the Christian individuals and groups and congregations and churches so that they would just lavish themselves and show it off with, God help us. God help us. God, please help us. He wants to give you more so that you can do more for His kingdom and the purposes of the apple of His eye. Okay? So that's why. Because you're going to need a lot of money. And you will have, and if you align yourself with God's purposes, with God's order, with God's honor, my goodness, oh God, oh God, oh God, you will manage, and I will say this sincerely, you will manage a lot of sums of money, great sums of money, including into the millions because of the purposes of God that He speaks about here.